catch 'em all.
Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to part 6 of the As-Built series. Yesterday, in the last video there, part 5, we got cut off a little bit, so we're going to talk more about the wall section. We're going to talk about the foundation plan, you know, just the first level of the house, basically the structure underneath our first floor. And then I think we're going to go into maybe talking about the elevations, okay? So, why is that popping up? Alright, so here we go. So we were in here, okay? We did our trim and fascia board, and this is what it's going to look like from the side of the house. One thing I wanted to point out before we go any further was that the main part of this house here, where my main gable roof is going to go across, comes out to be 30 feet. Okay, so that means that the peak of that will be 15 feet in. So yesterday we took a line, I believe we took a line yesterday, and we went 15 feet, and then we went up. That means that all of these lines are going to get extended there, and that tells us that our peak is at this very top point. So now I'm going to move, for me, all of this stuff out of my way. I'm going to move this up and that up. Based off of my blue peak line, I'm going to go up on the green line until I get to my yellow line. All right, so that's where my peak is. So now when you were doing your measurements, hopefully when we go to measure this peak here from the grade, your measurement when you were standing outside trying to like snake your tape measure all the way up to the peak came out somewhere close to 22 feet 6.5. Now again, this house doesn't exist, but that, you know, if you're 22 feet 4 or 22 feet 8, you're pretty close. It's really hard to get that measurement, but if you're off by like, you know, 6 inches or a couple feet, then that's not good. Okay, so that's our peak. All right, so now we're going to get rid of this line. We're going to finish what we were doing over here. This is what it's going to look like from the front of the house. So if I were to show you some other elevations, you see that these lines go across the front of the house. In the side views, they go up, which is what we already have. Okay? All right, where are we at? All right, so here's what you do. So if you're modifying one that I have, you would take construction lines, X line, and you bring apart or bring across this, 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 and this, and you can see what that's going to do to change these lines. If you don't have mine, then we're just going to make this from scratch right now. You got 4 lines like this. Go here and slide, click and go down. Then you're going to go in 1, and you're going to go down, and then you're going to go in 1 again and go down. Get rid of this arrow. And then you can get rid of these. We can take these horizontal lines and bring those across. You're going to have a line going across here and up here. And then I like to take these 3 things right here. Make sure there's no little baby lines. Okay. Take 1, 2, 3. Mirror that across the midpoint. Erase the source, no, and extend. And you get something, this one's a little long. You get something like that, okay? Match properties, as you can see, I did some match properties on mine. The blue stuff is going to be the top and bottom line, and the side lines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this tan color for us is the actual fascia board and trim, okay? So now we have that. So what I would do is I'd bring that across. Copy. I like to leave it over there too and just bring a copy over. And that's going to go right here. And I had some text for that. Let's see if we can get that back. Trim and fascia board. Oh, and we'll grab some exterior walls too. So that's going to go. I like to keep everything like super organized and neat. So that's going to go something like that, only this is going to be on that corner. And I'm going to, we'll just get rid of these lines here. That's only if you're trying to keep yours neat. Probably going to have to drop this down to another line. Or, you know what, let's do this instead. Why don't we just go like this with a box, stretch that out a little bit wider. And now I can move my text over. Move my arrow and my line over. Oh, and by the way, these are actually 1 inch further in. So it comes like this. It goes 1, 1, 1, and that's where the exterior walls are. So later on, when we bring all these lines across, we'll be able to bring this entire piece all the way across the front of the house and all the way across the rear of the house. Okay, but we'll get to that next. Okay, next thing, foundation. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a box here. You're going to want to go over this back area, which is going to be its own little area. You're going to go over the main part, which is going to be from here to here, and then you're going to go over this little front bump out right here, from there to there. You take those 3 boxes, you move those over. Okay, then you're going to start a wall. You're going to go to, I hope you guys have all these options. If you don't, you can open up one of my past files and you can just grab it off of one of the drawings in there. But you want CMU 6, and basically this is just going to be all the way around the outside in this main piece. Okay, that part's the easy part. This is going to get extended down. Whoops. I can click on this again and do a match, sorry, add selected. I have to change my justification though, so I hit shift twice. And then I come in like that. And then I want to go ahead and erase the boxes that I have behind. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing. Add selected. Go around the outside here. Change my justification. Bring that part in. Get rid of the box. Whoops. All right. Now, in the middle of this house is going to be a big girder going across, because I would assume that these floor joists are going to be running this way. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to take a line, and again, this you would have measured this, so you'd be able to tell, like, oh, okay, in the main part of the house, you know, there's a girder going down the middle. What this line is going to be, we need to know where all the little piers are that are holding this girder up. Okay. So what's going to happen is that girder is going to sit on top of probably a little block work right here and a little block work right here. But again, this could be totally different. It could be sitting on top of the block work that's already there. The space between these piers of blocks or block work is, you know, it could be every 6 feet, it could be every 12 feet. It really depends on the house. So you'd want to get into that crawl space and you want to measure all of those things and know where those things are. Okay. So in order to do that, let's just say that we have a line here. Actually, before we draw that line, let's take one of these and just pretend that we've got, let's say, 2 blocks here. So we're going to go 16. And you know what, that could be 1 block. 8. Something like that. I'm going to take that and mirror it across. Erase the source. No. Okay. Now let's just pretend that we have a line here. I'm actually going to make that longer so it's easier to erase. And let's just say we have a line in the middle. Clearly there's going to be one in the middle here. So again, click on your wall, add selected. Now also, you see up here, this looks like a window, but it's actually a vent. So if you notice that there's flood vents around the outside, it's not imperative that you have the position of them, but it's not bad to know that on the plan. So if you can get those and figure out where they are, you can do that on the exterior by measuring on the foundation and saying, okay, I've got one at 8 feet, I've got one at 12 feet, I've got one at 10 feet. Oops. Hang on one sec. Why is that popping? I'm still recording. Yes. Okay. All right, so we're going to have one in the center there. So we're going to grab this wall and do add selected. Let's say we go 8. Oh, come on. Another 8. Maybe this one is a double. It doesn't like that. Why is it not like that? Here, let's try this again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line off of this corner, my start point. Let me get rid of this. Okay, we're going to do another add selected. We're going to go from here, 16. We're going to go Yeah, see, that's the same thing. Oh, why am I going 16? It should only be 12. Sorry, these blocks should only be 12 inches. So we're going to go 2, 2, get rid of, and we'll keep that for now. I'm not sure why this is coming up with an error like this, because these walls are not on top of each other. So I'm actually going to just put 1 just so it doesn't give me that error. And then I'm going to drag this back just like I did on the other one, 2 inches on both sides. Okay, so we've got that one. This one we got to drag back a little bit, 2 inches, 2 inches. Okay, so now halfway between those, if I took, let's get rid of this line now. If I took this line and went from a midpoint to midpoint, and then I click on that line, I could dimension it too, but if I click on that line, go right-click Properties, I've got 18 feet. So if I put one right in the center, that span is about 9 feet, and that might work, or it might not. So I'm actually going to do 2 here. So 18 feet, let's just say we have one, at 6 feet and then at 12 feet. So I'll take this, I'll make it like, I think that was 18 feet 8 or something, so I'll make this like 6 feet 4. And then we'll do 12 feet 8, or something like that. Okay? I don't know if that math was a little off, but that's okay. And then might as well take 2 of these, do a copy off of this corner, and put it on that corner. So you get something like that. Now we're going to need a line going back down the middle again. That line is going to go from the very outside midpoint to the very outside midpoint. And that line for us is going to be a purple line that is a parallam. Okay, so now whether that's a parallam or whether it's steel or whatever it is, it's not going to be steel, but whatever that is, it could be a triple 2x10, triple 2x12. Depending on what the floor joists are. Also, we just mark it with this dotted line here. Okay, so this line is a layer for us. It's just a purple layer. Okay, no piers down here. You might need one here. I would say the same exact thing. So we'll go down the midpoint. We'll take a block. Now this one actually probably would sit right on that, so you wouldn't have a block there, but I'm going to put it anyway just because it's what we did before. All right, this is going to go 6. That's going to go 6. I hope I'm not wrong on these cinder block sizes. I'm not an engineer, so let's see. That would drive me crazy if I was wrong again, or if I second guess myself. I think our internet is actually down. I'm going to use my phone. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's 16 by 8. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, they are. I was right. Oh, crap. Okay. Okay, so here's what we got to do. We got to select all these walls. Get all these in the middle. Get that one. Get that one. Get this one. Okay, and we're going to go back into the wall type, and we're going to make this CMU 8, which shouldn't affect anything. It should just make it a little thicker. But all of these sizes, I'm not going to do this on the screen, but all of these sizes should be 16. So now, I stretched it before 2. They got to go back out 2. All right. Same thing here. I don't know if you guys really need to see this because we just did it, but I would put a block here. I'd put a block in the middle, and I'd put one at the end here. And then this line, once again, would go from end to end. Let's see if this one held up. Yeah, it did. This is a little bit off, so we'd have to move that. But you guys get the general idea. Okay, match properties, purple, purple. All right, so that would be that. I'd put a label in there that says crawl space, or if it was a full basement, you'd write, full basement. Crawl space. Rather than the ceiling height, I might put like 2x10 floor joists above, or something like that. That's just important information to know. And then for this, you could measure the whole thing. It's just 30 feet by whatever, but we probably don't even need that. All right, it's going to be the same as what the first floor is. Okay. All right, so we'll leave that alone. Now, going back to our elevations. Okay, this is a one-story house. What you're going to do is you're going to bring the grade across. Let's see how much time we have here. We got another 10 minutes. Let's see. We're going to bring the peak across. We're going to bring these lines across, but not just yet. We're going to bring the top of the foundation across, which just means that that siding goes down until it hits that foundation. That foundation should actually run up underneath. This is actually in the wrong spot. This should be where everything sits on top of. All right, top of foundation. Because that's our double 2x10 or whatever we put down there, 2x10s. All right, so this comes across. So then you're going to bring down, and I have other videos on this stuff too where I explain this pretty well. You're going to bring down the left side of the house. You're going to bring down the right side of the house, and you're going to bring down all windows and doors. Okay, so, oops. And you'll see in a second it starts to take shape. Left and right, every corner goes down. We'll do the deck later. Every corner, left and right of door. Every window, left and right. And you start to get this shape right here, where what you're going to want to do is pick the outside lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in trim right now. Not a quick trim. I just type trim and hit enter one time. And then I hit enter now, and I'm going to trim everything off outside of that shape. So you get something like that. Now go ahead and trim all these lines. This is the foundation right here. Okay, this is going to be a window. That's going to be the doors. I'm sorry, these are the doors. This is this came off of this corner right here, so you know that that's going to be a bend. So we can start doing some match properties here on what we know. If we take the blue line and we start matching some things like this. This is a corner. There was another corner that came down. I think that's that one. And I think the doors after that. Okay, so now as far as doors and windows go, in my project with my students here, I have these windows already set up. So let's actually see what size these are. These are 5 feet and 3/4, which the height doesn't really matter, by 3 feet. So we're going to use this TW210410 window. And again, you're going to want to get into my old one, or you're going to want to make this. That's what it looks like right there. Just something that looks like a window. That's all it is. This is just trim going around the outside. This is the physical size of the window. Okay. So where this will go, you'll take this in the top left corner of the window. Oh, we got to bring something else across real quick. We have to bring our 6/8 line for our windows. So this will go across. Trim, grab the 2 outside lines. Take your window, move that from this top left corner to this intersection. That's one. Copy, grab it from the top left. Next one goes right here. Okay, now door. I have a door over here as well. Single door. Not exactly, actually it's a double door. So we got to modify this because we have this, but we don't have the side lights. That's not the way I drew it. I drew it like it's a double door, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these. Let's get rid of this for now. We're going to copy this, make our double door. Just make sure that that's 6 feet. 6 feet and 1/4. I don't know why that's coming out to be 1/4, so I'm going to take this, move this back 1/4 of an inch. Something like that. Okay. And then take a rectangle, go around the outside. This is the only one that the color is going to change. You're going to bring this out by 4, bring that out by 4, bring this out by 4, and this out by 4. And you do a match properties. You grab the tan color, and that's the outside part. So now we grab the doors, top left, and they go in there. And we get rid of these lines now. We don't need these anymore. So that's what the front of that house is going to look like. Trim those off for now, get rid of this line. But we're going to bring across this. Moving this, well actually let's copy it, I don't want to ruin what we have. Copying this from the top left of this exterior wall, bring that across, stay on the green line, you don't have to move it up or down because we already have it lined up where it needs to be, and click the exterior wall. What you'll do here is you'll do a regular trim and click this line and then hit enter and then trim that part off. This line will go up and we do a fillet radius 0 and that becomes the corner of the roof. Match properties, that'll also be blue. These, start here with your click, go down and to the left and get a box around just the end of that and do S enters for stretch. Grab it from this point from now because we don't have another point to grab it from and click that on the exterior wall. But this same selection, except you have to hold shift and deselect this line, has to stretch 1 more inch. Trim from here, cut that off, bring this up. Fillet radius 0. Alright, how much time do we have? We're running down. This will get extended there, that'll get extended there. We'll do an offset of 4 inches for the siding piece, so every corner piece of siding. Now I'm going left because that corner piece of siding would go from here to here. So this is 4 inches right here, right? This one is going to go right. Match properties, grab the tan color. That's that and that and that. That gets trimmed off. We want this blue line to be that blue line, and we missed one on the right side. Okay, something like that. Match properties again, like that. All right, so that's the front of the house. We're going to have a roof here that we're going to do in our next video. And actually, some of this is going to get cut off because that's going to come forward. So this will be here. Let's look at our floor plan for a second. Yeah, this is just going to have a regular roof on top of it. So it's actually going to run from here to here. It'll stop, and then this will be a gable roof in the front, right here. Okay, so we're going to talk about that one in the next video. I guess the last thing we'll do here is I also like to kick this in by about 1 inch. I think it just looks nicer. So what you do is go here, draw over 1 inch, go down, take your grade and extend it further. Get rid of the little line. Match properties, like that. Same thing on the far side. Take the grade, stretch that out, match properties on that line. Okay? And then down here in this file, I have siding, foundation, lattice. Those are hatch patterns. Go into the hatch tool. Click in these areas, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to undo some of this later, but I just want to finish this up by showing the hatch patterns. You go to match properties, you do siding and siding. All right. You do a hatch pattern. Oh, by the way, we're missing something here. This 1 inch to the left is going to be another line of the foundation because this whole block sticks out further. Same thing over here. 1 inch in, that's going to go down. Get rid of the little line. Match properties. I like the 1 inch bump because it looks better than just having this line be straight down. I think it's a little confusing when it's straight down. All right, so we will leave that at that. That's the front elevation right there. It's got 2 windows and a double door, and we've got our wall section done, and I think we're good for now. All right, so we'll go into the next video. Hopefully I'll be able to shoot tomorrow. I appreciate you guys watching, and this was part 6 of the As Built series. Hopefully we will catch you guys in the next one. All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.